Moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Well, shine on the one that's gone and left me blue, so blue. Well, it was on a moonlit night.
All right, we are on the phone with one of our favorite tenors and actually just barbershoppers in general. He's a tenor of the 2006 International Champion Vocal Spectrum. He's also, you know him as a creator and voice of Tim Tracks, an extremely high-level production of barbershop learning tracks. He's also a member of the Ambassadors of Harmony, and we'd like to welcome Mr. Tim Waurick to the show. Welcome, Tim.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
Hey, it's Sunday morning, so I'm assuming you probably just got back from a show with the Quartet this weekend. Is that right?
That's right. We just got back from Fremont, Nebraska.
Holy shnikes.
Wow.
We did 3 shows up there, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Late night, no sleep, so it's been great.
That's part of the glamour that drops very quickly when you're in a quartet that does a lot of traveling on shows. It's people think it is glamorous, like, hey, we're traveling across the country to go perform in New York and Los Angeles and Chicago. But the reality is you hardly get any sleep. You work really hard, and you got to go back to work the next morning, you know?
And pretty much all you see of New York is the inside of your hotel room.
Is there any frontal nudity?
Right. And the stage, backstage, and then your hotel room to sleep. Yeah, it's cool. No, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to travel around the country and meet a lot of people. But, you know, it isn't always as glamorous as you think it is, but it's definitely a lot of fun.
Well, hey, share a story real quick, Tim, about the quartet traveling to China. That was kind of a last-minute ordeal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had a blast in China. It was a total last-minute thing. We had about 2 or 3 weeks to prepare and get all of the, I think it was like the visas together. And Eric actually flew to Chicago to get it processed really quickly and then flew back. But the funny thing is that we didn't have something right, and so they wouldn't do it for us, even though he flew to Chicago. So,
wow.
We paid for him to fly to Chicago so he could get it all processed. And anyway, China was amazing, and we performed at this festival, and they said there were going to be a lot of people there. But we really had no idea until we saw the place we were going to sing, and it was this huge stage, maybe bigger than any concert I've seen in like an arena, certainly bigger than the international stage, and just chairs lined up for days. We just couldn't believe it. And the first thing we were supposed to do was on Wednesday, we were supposed to do a dress rehearsal, and the show was going to be Thursday. So we went in there just to do a quick mic check. Was what it was presented to us as, was a mic check. And so we get there, and we're just wearing our street clothes. He did say don't wear shorts or anything like that, so we were kind of wearing maybe some jeans and maybe button-down shirts, so we weren't like, looking like hoodlums. Anyway, we walk in, and there is the Beijing Symphony Orchestra dressed in their tuxes practicing on stage, and not only that, but 10,000 people sitting there watching the...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
goodness.
We were like, man, first of all, we were way underdressed. None of us had sung all day. We were out just watching stuff, and we thought we'd just walk up, do a couple lines of the song, and that'd be it. And so
wow.
we just freaked out. And so did the guy who was hosting us. I don't think he realized what it was. And so we just turned around, we just bolted back to the hotel room, changed into our outfits, and drove back really quick, and then did the show, and it was really, really cool, and it was really nerve-wracking to sing for 10,000 people on the spot like that, and then.
I'm sure. I mean, that's bigger than an international audience.
Oh man, it was bigger. And then the next night we sang for, I believe it was close to 20,000.
Excellent.
And they said the word was hundreds of millions watching on TV. On international television. So it was pretty cool, and it was a really, really fun experience, and I would love to go back again someday.
I saw that you got a lot of attention from a lot of the young kids there, some of those pictures, I think on Facebook or somewhere.
I don't know, maybe it's because I could sing in their range or something, I don't know. I think they could relate or something.
How did the audience react to barbershop music?
Oh, they loved it. They were clapping. We sang, one of the songs we sang, which really isn't Barbershop, was Good Vibrations, and they were clapping throughout the song, and they're really not overly expressive with that. So
right.
It was pretty cool that they were really into it. I think they really dug it, and they hadn't really heard Barbershop, that kind of a sound before, and I think they really liked it a lot. It was cool.
If I remember correctly, Vocal Spectrum has had the same experience as Metropolis, where you got to travel to Russia. Is that right?
Yes, we've done it.
It's fun how they react to Barbershop because they don't understand English, yet they can still understand the message that comes across through the music and the energy of singing Barbershop. And that was one of the best audiences we've ever sung for.
Oh yeah, the best audiences I've ever sung for are overseas, and that's no disrespect to the United States, but we're just so used to it here with our audiences, and a lot of people have heard it before. But some of the greatest reactions have been in Germany and in Russia and places like that have just been, and they're so appreciative of it. They really, really appreciate art and music over there. It's really cool.
Absolutely. Hey, so speaking of Vocal Spectrum traveling, are you doing a lot of shows this year?
Yeah, this year we are just slammed with shows. We've got probably about 3 shows every month leading up to International and then over the summer and into the fall. So we probably have around 25 to 30 shows this year.
Raise my rent.
We're very, very between chapter shows and some private gigs here in St. Louis and stuff like that. We are really, really singing a lot.
I'm sorry. It's kind of interesting, when you consider the fact that, you guys have been international champs now for coming up on 4 years. And, sometimes you'll see a international quartet champion that doesn't really do a lot of shows anymore. But you guys are 25 to 30 shows. That's huge.
Yeah, it's really something. We didn't really think about it when we were booking the show.
I'm sure you didn't.
We were a little slower in 2009. We didn't have as many shows in 2009, and so we started taking a lot more. We were just excited to do shows. We love singing together. We love traveling, and we like doing shows. So we always jump at the chance. Coming up soon, Chris's wife, Megan's going to be having a baby here in maybe about 3 weeks, and Johnny's getting married 3 weeks from yesterday. So a lot of changes are happening in the quartet, but everybody's so supportive, and Megan has been just so supportive of the quartet, and she's just amazing. And Lexi, Johnny's fiance, is just amazing. She actually came with us this past weekend to Omaha, and we had a great time. And so it's really nice. It's a very, very family-oriented quartet. We have a great time hanging out together.
You would be sad, not sad. Cruella, oh, Cruella. She's bad, bad. Evil, demented, and mad. She'd smother your brother and blister your sister and torture your mother and dad. Her mind is a pile of malice and guile, but kindness not even a tad. Cruella, she's bad, bad, bad. So
It's been, like Brian said, almost 4 years since you won international. Has it been difficult to keep that same energy level up? Do you all still, practice every week or at least often as a quartet?
Yeah, we try to practice every week. It's definitely difficult. Once you've attained that goal of winning, it's very difficult to maintain motivation. But we try to rehearse every week. We don't always succeed with that. Right now we're in the middle of a 3-week stretch where we're not rehearsing. However, we have shows every weekend, so we're still together and singing and practicing on the weekends. But we do every Tuesday night. We rehearse and try to rehearse for 2 to 3 hours. We try not to talk business at the beginning anymore. We found that we would sit down and talk business. We would sit around and talk for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then we'd sing for a half hour and be done.
Yeah, we got into the time where we would be rehearsing at Rob Menaker's house because he was in between where James and I lived, and Brian and Bob. And after a while, we just got too comfortable there. But Rob always had stuff to do, videos to watch of Nightlife and Masters of Harmony or other kind of fun things. And we get a little sidetracked. But while we're still on the topic of Vocal Spectrum, tell us, do you have any type of a new CD coming out in the near future? I would imagine so.
Yes, we do. We've been working on it, and we're planning on having it done sometime this fall. We already have, I'm thinking, 5 or 6 songs recorded for it, so we're about halfway done with that side of it. But we have a bunch of new music that we're really excited about coming to us over the next couple months, and we're hoping to have all of it recorded by the summertime, and then all we got to do is finish mixing and mastering it, and hopefully it'll be done this fall. It'll be some work to get it done. It's not as easy as it seems, but we'll definitely try to have it out by the fall. That's the plan. So
Tim, that's kind of interesting that you'll end up having 2 CDs come out that you're on in the course of 1 year.
As a matter of fact, I think it might even be 3. We'll see about my tracks thing. I'm excited because I have so much Christmas music. I made my mom a Christmas CD a couple years ago.
Okay.
And my mom made copies for everybody she knows. And people have been saying, "Oh, you need to make a Christmas CD." And so I've thought about it. I actually, this summer, I've not really accepted many learning tracks for my summer months this year. So I have a lot of free time coming up this summer to do some more recording. So my plan is to work on a Christmas CD this summer. Once I'm done with my other album, I'm hoping to maybe come out with a Christmas CD this year as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Let's talk about that a little.